And then, yeah, the GC battle was all right, to be fair. It was more interesting today than it was up Jebel Jais, that's for sure.
Jabal Jais is just kind of like a phony, it's like a stalemate climb almost, which is strange because it's the biggest climb in terms of its length of the race. It goes higher than the Jebel Hafid, but it never really breaks up the GC group. But it was good to see Aino Rubio get a win on his birthday as well. Pretty decent birthday present with his first ever UCI World Tour level victory for Movistar, who have started the season pretty well. I mean, in comparison to the past couple of years since the COVID break. So they're slowly but surely rebuilding themselves. And I mean, the final climb at the final stage was pretty interesting. Seeing Yates really go for it, winning the Jebel feat, which we did kind of see coming, and seeing Evenepoel properly getting challenged by a
And
a
dropped.
rival was pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, dropped, but then he like sort of time trialed, well, limited his losses to Yates, where it could have easily been sort of a big hemorrhage of 30 seconds, but he limited it to just a handful. Which, to some extent, he did it last year's Vuelta. Even when he was losing time, he just sort of measured his effort and kept his cool, and didn't hemorrhage that much time. I think when Evenepoel loses big, he loses big. But even if he's dropped, he measures it to make it so there's minimal damage. And I think that's going to be interesting going forward, especially looking at the Giro.
Well, yeah, I think that is the poignant question here. Is Remco Evenepoel, would you consider him still the Giro d'Italia favorite right now with the information that we have,
Yes.
judging by UAE Tour, etc., and with the team here?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, there's still some doubts possibly about Quick Step's strength in being able to get over, like, the Giro's classic third week monstrous stages that really get thrown at them. Like, can Quick Step still survive that? I think they certainly can. And even if they necessarily don't, it's still Fionis is still on another team like Ineos to have two riders up there, which is still likely considering they do have Arensman and Geraint Thomas going. So Vionis would still be on Ineos to really make the race at that point. But I think that Evenepoel, with his time trialing ability and, like Ewan said, his ability to limit his losses even when he is perhaps on a bad day, it still makes him one of the favourites, if not, in my opinion, still the favourite for the Giro. I'm just not certain about the ability of somebody like Geraint Thomas really to topple him, considering how Remco looked at the Vuelta.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he definitely has to still be the favorite. We've seen now with the UAE Tour win that he can win a UCI 1 week long stage race because he hasn't been able to do that since his crash. He's entered a number of them, looking at Tour de Suisse last year, Basque Country last year, Tirreno last year, and the Benelux Tour in 2021, entered all of them and wasn't really in the frame for GC. But this one, he enters and he wins. He didn't win a stage, however. But yeah, I mean, it does sort of point towards a good progression towards the Giro d'Italia. And with all the time trialing kilometers we're going to have in that race, I think that will automatically make Remco Evenepoel the favorite because, I mean, there's 70 kilometers of time trial, if I recall. That's enough sort of kilometers to really give him a huge advantage, even if he does sort of fall apart in the mountains. I think the buffer that he's going to get over those time trials will probably be enough to help him. We saw that even at the UAE Tour. He didn't really panic when Yates dropped him because he gained the time on the crosswind stage and with the Triple T. Soudal, who won the stage, by the way, made enough time to sort of chill Remco Evenepoel out. The Giro will start with the TT. There, he'll have the chance to sort of gain some time on Sasha Vlasov, on probably Roglic, and probably Geraint Thomas to put himself in a comfortable position. I really do think Evenepoel will still be the favourite. I don't quite know how he's going to react to being the out-and-out favourite going into the Giro with a very different sort of Grand Tour setup to the Vuelta last year. We'll wait and see. But on paper, everything points towards it has the perfect ingredients for Remco Evenepoel to be the top dog on the start line in May.
I guess we don't know what Roglic is like, though. Which is
I
just
don't
still,
think we will know what Roglic is like. I think
yeah,
they're sort
he's
of
the
keeping him
only.
on his own with the altitude
Mm.
camps. We'll see at the Vuelta Catalunya, which, by the way, I think is a strange choice to make that his only race before the Giro, when a lot of his rivals are going to Tirreno. I thought Tirreno would be a natural choice to test him against them, but instead he's going to Catalunya. Notoriously not like the sort of number one tune-up race for a Grand Tour. It's sort of one of these stage races that just happens. But he's going there, and then we won't see him until the Giro. So he is the unknown. I have faith in Roglic. I think Roglic will do a really good Giro d'Italia. He's very well drilled, and I think he will be probably him and Sasha Vlasov will be the two guys who will be pressing Evenepoel across the 3 weeks.